Okay, YouTube, we're doing normally I don't do a tool review, but I'm going to because I'm going to warn people of this junk thing right here. See that name? You spend $40, $50 for this saw thing that's supposed to, once you get everything lined up, it has nice numbers on it, you see that? And there's a clamp that goes on this. This slides over, and you clamp it down, and no problems. What do you call that? And they're not they're supposed to be split right down the middle at 2 foot, which is what that's capable of. It's junk. Don't buy it. Don't waste your money on it. It's way too much money for a piece of trash, and that's all it is. I properly installed it. I had the little plate thing in here that's supposed to hold the curvature of the saw up, and you can't say it's the saw. Okay, you don't get much better than these. I'm sorry, unless it's a skill saw. I'm not gonna argue there. But anyway, these are junk. These are don't waste your money on them. They're produced by kerg. You can buy them at Menards or Lowe's or whatever. Definitely do not waste your money on them. They claim they're supposed to be able to reproduce stuff easily and fast. No, it's junk. And I put two by 4s underneath of it in the center where just the blade could go down it. Still miscut, still this all up. And there is basically $40 worth of lumber that is trash now because of a piece of junk aluminum. Sorry, I really hate this thing, and I keep hoping it'll break the rest away. But anyway, yeah, supposedly I'm supposed to be able to clamp these saws in here and stuff. And I build cornholes, okay? That's what I've done a lot of them. You can find me on Facebook and whatnot, or Brian Matthew West. I've got them there. I think I've got a couple on YouTube. And this is what I do. I do a lot of them. I try to make it as easy as possible on me. Honestly, if Lowe's would have had their machine run, I would have went there and just had them rip it. And then I would have ripped it down to 4 foot this way. Because you're supposed to be 2 by 4. Well, this is junk because it wobbles, it moves, and everything else. And I was slamming this against the edge like that, and you think it'd be simple? No. Do not waste your money on this thing at all. And like I said, normally I don't do a tool review like this, but I have trashed 3 good pieces of plywood that I know of, probably a couple others that I didn't, and you can't say that I didn't have it set up right. And like I said, the concept's great. You know, you get this all adjusted right. You get your stop where it's supposed to be. That puts your saw blade over on this 0 line, and it's hogwash. Don't waste your money on these. Okay, there again, made by kerg. Kerg makes good stuff for the most part. This kerg, you fail. So anyway, like I said, normally I don't do a tool review quite like that, but when you trash 3 of these boards, you go back, you check the directions, you make sure all this is set up properly, and yada yada yada. It's supposed to be reproducible, blah 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 blah. And well, it ain't what it's cracked up to be. So it looks impressive when you put it together, but it's junk. And then, like I said, it wobbled off of here, and I thought, well, maybe I can cut one. You know, I hung it over the edge of this one because this one's a little bit narrower than 2 foot, and it's got to be 2 foot. Okay, I missed it by that far, and I measured with a tape measure, drew the line, said, okay, everything's lined up on one of these ends here. In fact, I think it was this end, but I tried to recut it, and what it did is it undercut the line on here. And so it's just, like I said, these are trash in my opinion. They're overpriced pieces of garbage. And like I said, kerg usually makes good stuff. They make great pocket hole jigs. They make great pocket holes. You guys, you failed on this. This is just way for the money that you spend on these things. And like I said, I went through the time to re-accurate it, or quote unquote re-accurate it 3 times. and you know, it's supposed to be so easy. You just drag it along the edge and it cuts just like that, and da 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 da. No. No, you can set it up for left-hand or right-hand install, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's just, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it's just trash. I tried it one way. I had it this way, or something like this, and I actually had it reversed the other way by putting it down. Well, you can't even. Let me rephrase that, because if you put it back this way, because that bolt's there, you have to change that around, which is fine. Try and get this to slide on there, which doesn't slide on there worth a darn nickel. Okay, so when I had everything reversed, so that way this motor was sitting on the left side, like this. Okay, it just, that, like that. Well, obviously sitting in there because of that, but that's junk. So, I'm just telling you, I would not waste the money, time, energy, or effort on buying one of these things. Like I said, I reversed it even. I turned this around. Very, very hard time of getting the other thing on there, this piece here, to align and slide down the track we're supposed to, thanks to this gray clamp. I don't know why. I had it all reversed. I tried it that way, I tried it the other way. Like I said, this is 3, if not 4 pieces of plywood that I have wasted, which is $30, $60, $90. I am not happy, Kerg. And if it comes back to you guys and you say it's my fault, I'm telling you, I did everything by your book. I looked it up on the online. I did everything that I possibly could. I even did a test cut with the manual way, with a level, and cut it, and then measured this back up once I got set both ways, had it lined up to where it was right on the edge where it's supposed to bend to cut, and you failed. It's just, like I said, I do not recommend these at all. I build, like I said, I build a lot of cornholes during the summer. I've got a gentleman that's wanting 2 sets right now. You guys just cost me $90 in material. Okay, I hate blaming people. I really do, and I hate saying that. I should have learned after the first one was screwed up. I should have stopped right then. But I thought, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I tried to correct it, and I did my best to try to correct it. And like I said, I set it up this way, where basically gives you visual here, where your saw was like this. So you can kind of see what she's doing, except your right hand's out here and you're using your left, you know. And then I had it set up the other way, where basically this piece was down here, and I couldn't hardly even get on there, and then trying to adjust it on this track was impossible once you got on. And then I had this, like I said, facing this way, and this motor was sitting this way, so that way you're using it right hand, left hand, and all you gotta do is follow the edge with this. No, do not recommend them at all. And they're supposed to make cuts up to 2 foot wide. You can see the measurements on there that they got, and 24 inches, which is 2 foot. They've got it both ways here, you know. So anyway, like I said, do not recommend them at all. Kerg usually makes good stuff. Make good pocket hole jigs. They make a couple good great clamps, stuff like that. This one, they failed. I don't know what else to say. So, like I said, I've been online. I've looked at some ways to set this up. I've even called them at one point to set it up. And like I said, there's at least 3 pieces of plywood that I know. And plywood's a little more than $30. It's $35. So there's 35 times 3. Okay, you do the math of how much money that has been blown by this. Now, granted, I can probably use this sheet for something else, but I have enough sheets, okay? There's from other projects and stuff. Fact of the matter, I think that board there, well, maybe not that one. One of them I've got, I think it might be sitting back there, is another junk one that's undersized because of that thing. But I don't need any more lumber, as you can tell. I need products out the door, so I don't know. That was just I'm very, very, very disappointed in this particular apparatus here that they got. Um, do better, Craig. Do better. Do better. When you spend 40, 50, 60 bucks, whatever it was for this thing, and it cost me better than 100. Let's see, 35 times. I'm just going from today's prices. It might have been a little cheaper, but I think they're 34 something, basically call it 35. 35, 35.70. Another 35 is $105 that I know of, and you probably cost me more than that. That thing's junk. But anyway, enough of my rant with this thing. Like I said, I feel like I did everything I could possibly do to make it work properly. Yes, this is a cordless Milwaukee saw. The saw blade is sharp. It's a fairly new blade, and yeah, I'm not happy with Kerg. So I mean, next to skill saw, although there are some pretty good circular saws out there, but I'm just saying that this is no, $10 one that you go pick up at a store somewhere is all I was saying, okay? For critics that may say, well, the skill saw's better, and yeah, I'm not disagreeing there. Skill saw makes a good one. They're making a good cordless one now. DeWalt makes a few good ones, so whatnot. So anyway, but I'm just saying that's no cheap circular saw. But this, man, for the price that I paid for it, would not waste my money on it. Anyway, have a good evening. Hope you all do well. Sorry about the rant, but normally I don't do a tool review like that. But like I said, when it costs you that much money, you get a little thing about it. And here's the thing: I got done at the end of this, ripping it. Now, I didn't have this mess here when I ripped it, okay? This was sitting across 2 benches, basically. And, but with one buys under it, which I think you can see under there, it's supported. But anyway, when I was ripping it, this thing fell apart at the end of it. I used a hand screwdriver. I tightened these down. I did not over-tighten them. Okay, and it's supposed to hold it. I think it let the saw blade tilt one way or the other, which is what that little gray piece or whatever that I showed you earlier that fits in here is supposed to hold the lip of that up and find it for the curvature of those. And like I said, I had it set up right and everything. It just, then like I said, I got it to, the saw came off of this let go, the clamp part of it, and it just went twisted, and like I said, I'm not happy with it at all. And which is what happened here when it twisted. It got here, and I was thought, well, okay, well, this one's a little wider than this end. I'll be all right. As you can tell, it did not fare too well. So anyway, God bless. Have a great night. Like I said, apologize for the leg. Normally I do not say anything negative about tools, but I'm bringing it to Craig's attention. I don't know if they care or not, but I have very low subscribers at this particular point in time. But do not waste your money at this time on these things until they improve them. And you can see how they're made. They're just, like I said, this great concept. It's just this stuff here is just, of course it didn't break, but it's real chintzy. So anyway, God bless. Take care. Go out and make some sawdust.